overall men's classic physique champion is competitor number 84.
Let's go!
Coach Greg, and have you heard the news? Anthony Mantello, he did it. He won the overall for not only men's physique, but for classic physique as well. Overall in 2 separate categories. Unbelievable. And you may be thinking, well, how could he win both? Well, because he was the best person in both divisions. Men's physique and classic physique essentially have the same look. The difference is in classic physique, you're showing the legs. And guess what? Anthony Mantello never skips leg day. He has amazing quads, amazing size and definition. Not only that, from the back, hamstrings, they looked amazing. Couple that with a very tiny waist, wide shoulders, and definition, and you have an award-winning physique. So he calls me on the phone, hey, guess what? I did it. And so I said, well, awesome, amazing. What about in men's physique? How'd you do there? Oh, I haven't done that yet. So think of it. He actually calls me up before he even does his second division, before it's over. I'm like, well, best of luck. Hopefully you're going to do good in that as well. And we'll see what happens. Turns out he wins them both and calls me up, says, hey, I won this one too. Amazing. And to think I might have had a teensy wit a bit. A teensy, weensy little bit. I might have had a little bit of it. Am I wascally wabbit? Is that, who is that?
I think so.
A wascal wabbit. I had a little bit of influence on this boy. A teensy little bit. So I'm really happy to see that I had a tiny bit of influence encouraging him to do the classic physique and not to worry about not being big enough. That's what she said. I was also really happy to receive multiple messages from his sister Danielle, one of which said, thanks to you, Greg, Anthony won his class. He went up against the overall. He wouldn't have competed in classic if you didn't encourage him to. So you can see just how much influence someone can have on encouraging and motivating somebody to take a chance. This is all about taking chances, about putting yourself out there. Not being worried about what happens if you lose. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
What matters is you gave it your best shot. You tried your hardest. You went harder than last time. You put yourself out there. If Anthony had got 10th place, still a champion because he showed up on stage. How many people wish they could compete and don't even dare? They won't try. They won't put themselves out there. Anthony put himself out there and he came up on top, victorious overall in not 1 but 2 categories. Let that be motivation for everyone. Thank you for your guidance and for always encouraging him. Ann looks up to you so much and we appreciate your support. I feel like this is what it would be like to be a father of some sort. Like to have somebody out there that looks up to you that perhaps you can motivate or influence in a positive way. Babe.
Yeah.
We have a new son.
We have a new son. We have so
So
many
we have
sons.
Will Tennyson.
Yeah.
So apparently I have more than one son, not just Will Tennyson. And I read these messages all the time. And actually, Allie just said that a lot of people write that we're like a mom and dad type people on the internet.
Mom and dad.
I mean, let's just go with it. I mean, I am getting old. I'm 45 years old.
Yeah.
I used to think maybe I could be like the weird uncle, but now I guess I could be the dad. So I want to just go over some of the footage just to show you just why he won and why he was so dominating. So as soon as he stood from the front, relaxed, he had already won the show, literally without even turning around. And why? Because he has an extremely small waist, wide shoulders, flaring quads with plenty of definition. How can you beat that? You could see just how much more his legs popped. You could see all the separation between each of the muscles way more than the other competitors. Couple that with a tiny waist, smaller than the others, and wide shoulders. Very, very hard to beat. And when he turned around, did it in fact get worse? No! He has a small waist, lots of definition, hamstrings popping. He looked just as good from the back as he did from the front, so it was a lights out, easy victory for Anthony. And a lot of you might be thinking, yeah, he won, but it's genetics. Yeah, partially it's genetics. The small waist, the bone structure, that is genetic, but listen. It takes hard work and dedication to diet and train to get to this kind of level of conditioning. You might be thinking, oh, it's just PDs, it just takes something, and you look like that. No, you need to diet. You need to train. You need to do the cardio. You need to be in a calorie deficit to suffer. It is not easy to get this kind of definition. It's hard. It's hard work. And is it all over? Is the work done? Is it time to go into off season in bulk? No, he has another competition in 4 weeks. And on the phone, I said, what are your plans in the next show? Well, I think I might just focus on the men's physique. What did I say to that? Do both. Do you want him to compete in both? Or do you want him to just focus on men's physique? I would love to see him do both categories. The training's the same. What is he going to do? Skip leg day? You may as well keep training for classic physique and men's physique at the same time. The training's going to be the same. Keep doing what you're doing and go for it. The more time you have on stage, the better. Does it mean he'll get his pro card at the next show? Well, maybe. If he wins, he gets his pro card. And even if he doesn't, he gets the experience of being on stage. And in my opinion, classic physique, it's more exciting, it's more dynamic. You get to go out there and do a posing routine. You get to have fun on stage. With men's physique, there's no routine, so to speak. You don't get to flex and pose the quads. You stand and flex the abs, yes, of course, but it's not as dramatic as when you do a free posing routine. So after the show, he says, I'm going to eat a good meal. I'm going right back on the diet. I said, you don't actually need to diet right away. You got 4 weeks. Don't want to be in a calorie deficit right away. He only needs to get a little bit leaner for the next show, so don't diet to an extreme right away. So babe, come and look at Anthony. Just tell me what you think. Let's just see. Allie's a judge, as I am, so just wanted to see another point of view. You can sit.
Judge in my PJs.
Yeah, that's it. We're not stressed. So he's the leanest guy of the three. What about the quads?
He's got well-developed quads.
Got the best quads of the three, the smallest waist.
Smallest waist.
Now they moved him to the center. It's a good sign you're probably going to win when they do that.
Yeah, but then they move him
most of the time.
Then they move him to the end. So I think they're just giving the judges a good look from all three positions.
Yeah, they can do that. So in this case, they probably just want to have all the judges from
they're probably
angles.
not judging at this point. They just want to make sure everyone gets a good look before they pass in their scores.
And at this point, do you think that the judges haven't already decided who's won?
The judges have already decided by this point.
Because like literally, as soon as he's doing the standing relax, you already know he's won, and you know this guy's second and that guy's third.
Yeah.
Like you just tell the waist is just not small enough on the guy on the right here. Now, my greatest critique would be, I would say Anthony's biggest weakness would be the biceps pose, but it's not a hindrance here because the other competitors don't have strong biceps, so it doesn't actually hurt him.
I think he just needs to put on a little bit of size.
Yeah.
But who doesn't need to put on a little bit of size?
Yeah, I mean, he weighed in at 183.
Yeah.
So it means he probably was like under 180 by the time he got on stage with that little bit of dehydration. And he could put on 20 pounds. So imagine, with extra muscle, how much bigger he would be. And then once you do turn pro, you can add another 10 pounds on top of that. So he's winning without even maximizing the size gain here. So he can get bigger. And conditioning-wise, I mean, he's shredded, but he can be even more shredded. But for this level of show, did he need to be?
No.
No. Why sacrifice and starve yourself to death to make a show when you're already shredded? You don't need to be shredded beyond shredded.
Yeah.
Save that for the pros. So for Ali saying you don't actually need to get any leaner for men's physique, I'm going to say he'd do a little bit better, another 0.5 to 1% leaner.
No.
But listen, all judges want different things. I reward more the more conditioned look. Ali, not so much.
Yeah. This is more who you want to see walking down the beach.
And how many of you think men's physique Olympia champions are the guys that you see walking down the beach?
Well, you know what I mean. Like on magazines, you don't want to see crazy leanness.
Remember Chala?
No.
So I did a video on Chala. He won a show, and he's like way bigger than me, leaner than me in men's physique. Like 4% body fat, ridiculous shredded, the chest just stupid. Let's see if I can find this.
Well,
that's off season.
Way too big for men's
He
physique.
won men's physique. He won. There, let's see. There.
That's classic.
Men's physique, and he does classic,
That's
but
classic.
he does men's physique.
Yeah, it's too big.
I know. It is too
it's
big.
not men's
I agree
physique.
with you. It's gone ridiculous. Like, there's way too much muscle on these men's physique competitors. Anthony Mantello's physique is what they should have at the pro legs.
You're a bodybuilder by that point. You're a bodybuilder in board shorts. And to me, it's not the look that I look for. I think it looks ridiculous.
Like, I mean, look. Like, he's bigger than I am as a pro, and I'm in bodybuilding. I was not that big.
I see no men's physique.
And that's
there.
men's physique.
That's crazy. Jeez.
So, I mean, obviously, Anthony doesn't look like this dude, but it almost looks silly as he walks out there. But that's the look they're going for. These crazy, over-jacked bodybuilders who are just putting on board shorts. And to me, that's the look of classic physique or bodybuilding. But what are you going to do? The judges reward what they see. They're going for size. Anthony is not at the size component of these guys, but we'll see how he does, you know. You just got to do the best you can. He's only 19 years old. He's not going to look like a guy in his mid-20s at 19 years of age. It takes time to build muscle. So whether he gets his pro card or not already, does it really matter? He'll eventually get it. One day we'll see what he can do. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IB Pro. Bloops over there. Watch one of those. Follow me on the gram to talk. Buy my freaking cookbooks, training plans, coaching plans, all this good stuff. And until next time, I am out.